Hey guys, hey, how are we all today? I just wanted to hop on here for a real quick one. Really try StreamYard, all very odd. I have to look at it for a minute, so please click the StreamYard link down to the comments so you can see who it is. I will try and bring it up on my phone as well. Look, got kids in the background, all happening here, all go. Right. Oh, hey, Stace. Thank you, darling. I try, I've got kids in the background, so please bear with me if you hear screaming or fighting, or I have to get up and go and tend to it real quick. My life, right? I wanted to come on here because obviously I do a lot of yoga work, and something that's been coming up. I mean, it always has come up, I guess, but I'd say, recently it's come up quite a bit, is the energy of, well, the blockage that we create of relationships from making new, relationships. And the reason why I'm talking about this now, I have a lot of my stuff, I think up on and share her story. It goes to the so basically, I've been working with her, I'd say for about 3 months, and she came to me and she said, I've got this problem, and I'm wanting love. So I've been speaking for about 5 years now, and it's not like I'm not out there, I'm not inside, I'm out with friends, doing the most, but I'm just not finding love. And I'm not sure. It's getting cut up a bit. Can you hear me now? And I'm not sure if it's me. Am I doing something wrong? Or is it like the guys I'm going for? What is it basically? Sorry, can you hear me now? I have music in the background. Right, okay. Yeah. So basically, if you didn't hear, what I was saying is I have a client who rang this morning with an amazing news and asked if I could share her story. I don't want to get too into it, but I just kind of want to give you an outline. Just to understand the blockages that we hold, when it comes to love. So she's been on Tinder and all these other various dating sites for years. She's been single for 5 years, and she's like, I don't understand it. I feel like I'm so ready for new love. I've improved myself. I'm more healthier now. I've changed my whole look. She showed me pictures of herself 5 years ago, how she is now. She's so glamorous. She said, I'm very much straightforward. If there's someone I like online, I approach them. I'm very sociable. Um, and when I'm out and guys approach me, I walk and, I make conversation. I'm open to meeting someone new. But she said, like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I just can't find love. She said, and it gets to that point where it might start getting intimate, and either A, I close down completely, and I'm like, no, this guy's not for me, or we do get intimate, and then straight after we've done that, I'm like, why did I do that? I don't even like him in that way. I don't even want to be with him like that. And she said, and I've noticed it's kind of a pattern. She said, like, originally I held quite, some shame around it because I thought, well, what's wrong with me? And so she came to me because she wanted help with this, basically. So I've been working with her for about 3 months now. And we started unpacking it all and breaking it down and all of this. And wow, this morning, like, I mean, I kind of knew a couple of weeks ago she'd met someone and whatever, and she was just seeing how it was going. And this morning she kind of rang me and so much, like, so happy, happy tears, to say just how well everything is going, and she hasn't got those blockages anymore. And she just completely feels that everything is lifted, and she knows it's because of the work that she's done. And it's really strange because, a lot of us would say, if we've come out of a relationship, we're not going to jump straight back into a new one. We want to get ourselves into a place where, we strip back a bit, we do some inner work, and we are ready, most of all, which is fine and it's understandable. But my question to you would be, how much inner work are you really doing? Because it's all great to do what, like she done, makeover, lost weight, done the most, but sometimes that's not enough, you know and we obviously talked about various things, but one of the things that we spoke about, hang on 2 seconds, I knew this would happen, 2 seconds. Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys. This is my life. Okay. Yeah, so how much inner work are you doing? When we started breaking things down, so many things came up. She was talking about, we went into her family life. She spoke about relationships that her mum had had. She spoke about her grandmother's relationship with her granddad. And there were so many things there. And when I said to her, do you realize you take on a lot of the stuff that your parents have? You take it on for yourself on a cellular level, and you carry it. And without even realizing, you kind of act that way, and you carry those blockages, you carry those traumas inside. And she's like, but I'm nothing like my mum or my nan. I don't understand how it could possibly be like that. And, we started, without getting into it, we started breaking everything down, and she was just mind blown. And aside from that, your past relationships. Every time we are intimate with someone and we open ourselves, we open up a certain portal within ourselves that hones in on their energy, and we keep that energy. We hold it within us. And that in itself can cause trauma and blockages, depending on the relationship you had with that person. Okay, it just stays stored there, stagnant, just there. And all of these things needed to be released. So even though she had been single for 5 years, she still hadn't released her past relationship. She had released him physically, she was so far over him. But internally, energetically, there was a lot of his stuff that was with her. There was a lot of insecurities that he had. She actually had them. When we started poking around, she had the same insecurities. And then when I was saying, right, let's go before him, did you have these sort of insecurities? Let's talk about your life before you met him. How was you then? She was like, no, I wasn't. I was nothing like that. So it's obviously something I've taken from him. There was so many other bits and pieces that she had taken from him and kept. She didn't want it, obviously not. And she was just flabbergasted. We done various things together in terms of clearing that energy. Obviously, womb therapy is what we was doing. So that is a lot of, I call it kind of shadow work for the womb. And it brings up a lot of stuff, because you then start going along your timeline, going back to the very first time you may have been open and intimate with someone, how that felt, times when you didn't necessarily want to be. There may have been times of abuse that comes up for you. There may be times of, you done something in a drunkard way. It wasn't meant to be, but it happened and it was fun at the time. But now on reflection, you're holding something there around it. And as humans, we all want to be perfect, right? So we kind of push away all of those times where you kind of think, oh God, how could I have done that? We push it away and bury it because we don't want to face it. When actually, what we should be doing is looking into it. Why does it make me feel this way? What is it about that that makes me feel the way I do? And you just start unpicking it. You start, understanding it, and you start accepting it, because ultimately it's something that you've done, it's something that you've been through. So you can't change it. So you have to integrate with it. You have to love it. It's your dark side, basically, your sexual dark side, if we're talking on shadow terms. And it's a sexual dark side that you have to embrace with all the great stuff about your sexual life. You can't just push it away. You can't just bury it, even if it was traumatic. You have to unpick it. You have to go into that time again and understand it. It's so complex. This is just so complex. So for me, when I got that call, I was like, wow. Because she was like, I think I'm just going to grow old. I'm just going to get a couple of cats and just chill out. She's got children, but they're kind of age now. So she doesn't have much to do on that side of things. She's like, I've kind of resided to the fact that I'm just going to be on my own, because it's not through lack of trying, and we spoke and we went through, and I told her to try certain techniques to use to help release some of the tension. I spoke to her around techniques she can use when she meets someone new, and she's done it all and it's worked, and she's met someone, and it's still early days, but she said, I have never had this feeling since I've been single and I've been back out there. I've never had this feeling with a guy. It just feels like he is my soul. He's part of my soul. He's my soulmate. Everything was just aligned in how we met. And she said, and it kind of, how it all kind of unraveled was, I wasn't even expecting it. He wasn't even through Tinder or any of those online sites. She met him through a friend. She had met him one time before, but then the second time when she met him, they kind of hit it off. So she said it was very unexpected. She said it was the last way I thought I would ever meet anyone. And she said, and this is the first time there's been no blockages. Okay, it's the first time I feel like everything is easy, everything is fine, And she's done the work. She's done her yoni steaming, and she's done the clearing. There's meditations that I get my clients to do in between sessions and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess I wanted to come on here to share that, because when I do card pulls and stuff like this, or if someone, books a reading with me, there's usually two main things they want to know about. Well, three main things I want to know about: their health, their finances, and love. And when we start zooming into love and why it's not there yet and why there's not a connection and stuff like that, they have so many other things going on that they don't even know. And until those things get clear, and until that space is open, until those blockages come down, then they can pull in the love that they need. So I want to say to all you beautiful people that are out there waiting for the right one to come along, and you're ready, okay? Because some of you might not be ready, and that's fine. But when it gets to a point where you're ready, but you feel that you still can't find the right one, you need to go within, like really within, and start doing the work and start looking into your family history and, your relationship. When it comes to thinking of love and relationships, what do you really think? Because sometimes, even things like marriage can be a thing, because that was something with me. I kind of would look around and say, well, actually, I don't know anyone that's in a happy marriage. There's no point me getting married, because no one I know is in a happy marriage, or they've been married and they're not married anymore. It was like, a year or so and then it broke down. What's the point? You're better off just being in a relationship that's fulfilling. You don't need the certificate. And I was very much on that side of things. I done my inner work to understand why I had that blockage there, what that was all about. I unpacked it, I understood it, and now I'm more open to marriage. I'm not married. We've been together 10 years, but if the question has ever popped, when we go down that road, then I'm happy to do it, you know? So it's one of those things that you do need to sit with yourself and understand, why do you feel that way? You know, what is it within you that feels that you can't draw in love the way that you really want to? Um, hey, my darling Carolissa. It's just a quick one, you know, because obviously I've got the kids running wild, and I just wanted to come on here to just kind of talk about a client of mine that had a really good breakthrough around love and releasing her blockages in her womb. So for those of you that are looking for what it is, you know, don't know how to do it on your own, I can help. You know, I give womb therapy. I would say, you know, book a few sessions, bulk sessions, because then you can really get into it. It's a bit like shadow work. You have one session for an hour, it's not enough. You're just sort of peeling off the scab in one session. You know, you need a good few sessions to really get in there and understand. And yes, there's tears. Yes, you feel sense of ickiness around some of the conversation. Yes, there's embarrassment, you know, because we put ourselves in situations sometimes that make us feel embarrassed. But it's about understanding all of it, and also understanding there's nothing you can do. Also understanding that there's nothing that you can do to change what's happened. You know, it's all happened, and some things is really unfortunate that it's happened, but the fact of the matter is, you are in charge. You are holding the steering wheel of your life. You are in charge of what comes next. And so you can sit in this car and just stay at the stoplight and say, you know what, everything's crap, or you can choose to put your foot down and go for it, and the world is your oyster. You are in charge. You can't change what's happened, the cities you've already driven through. You can't change that. And but what you can do is you can change your relationship with how you think about your past, where it comes to your lovers and relationships and intimacies and stuff like this. Okay, so in my womb therapy sessions, I really do break it all down to you. There's a lot of meditation, there's a lot of going within. I do yoni steaming sessions within the session as well to help you to release. You know, it's very dignified. Don't worry, you're not going to have your fannies hanging out and, you know, all of that jazz. But no, so yeah, if you feel that that's something that you want to do, then literally just send me a message. If you want to know more about the service, again, send me a message or write a comment under here. But please don't be close to love. And if you are close to love, because maybe you think there's no point, you're too old, you've passed it, who's going to want me now? Or, oh, I've got bigger fish to fry, and all of this thing, you need to look into why. Why is it that you feel that way? And you need to start understanding it and integrating it into your life in a positive way and not burying it. Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm ready to do this deeper work. Yes, this is time to move. Getting the bridesmaid body ready. You'll have to get in line, love. There's so many people waiting to be my bridesmaid. So many people. Like when you get married, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um but no, like literally, I'm just so happy for my client. I've been on top of the world. And I feel like it's nice when you get a review of someone that, you know, you've been working with for so long, and believe you me, she done the work, and it's paid off, and now she's found love, and maybe I'll be finding myself a hat, as Scylla used to say, for her big event one day. Adele, the work you do is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, my darling. Your work is amazing too. Don't want to come off now that I'm on here. Like, kids are quiet, I just want to chat. But no, on a real, I'm going to love you and leave you. And please don't give up on love. And please just know that when you're going through shitty times in shitty relationships, they all become lessons. What are you learning from this shitty relationship? What has he or she taught you? What has been, you know, the biggest takes from it? What has been the positive things that you got from that relationship? Because even though you ended for whatever reason, there would always be something positive that you took from the relationship, always, you know. So look at all aspects of it and really go deep, you know, and obviously do the work on yourself. Go to the gym if you need to go to the gym. Have a makeover if you have to have a makeover, if that's going to make you feel, you know, amazing. Start socializing more, because obviously you're not going to meet him if you're just sat at home doing nothing. But please really go in deeper and do the inner work, you know, because there can even be people in relationships, right, that have a blockage towards their current partners in relationships. It could be everything is fine, but then it comes down to the sexual side of stuff and they close off. And they could have been with this person for ages. There's lots of trust there and love there, but it gets down to that point and it's like, I don't want it. I'm not feeling it. Then there's something there. There is a blockage there. There is something there that needs work on. There's something there that needs to be unpacked, and to understand why it is that you're in this loving relationship, but as soon as it comes to becoming intimate with each other, you shut down. And again, this could be because of trauma that you faced in this life before. And it can be stuff that has been passed down to you through your parents, through your grandparents. You know, it's all, people don't realize, but you are in your grandmother's womb, because has a 5-month-old fetus in your mother's womb, okay? No, when your mother is 5 months old fetus in her mother's womb, you are an egg within your mother's womb. So you are already there. So whatever your grandmother is going through, when she's pregnant with your mother, I've got them all coming in now, when she's pregnant with your mother, is going to affect you in some way. So don't ever think that whatever granny's going through won't affect you. You know, whatever she's been through won't affect you, because it will. You was there, you was within her. You carried your own grandchildren when you was carrying your daughter. If you've got daughters, should I say, you carried your own grandchildren too. Okay, because when she was 5 months in your belly, she had eggs, and they're her children who are yet to be born, or who have been born. So whatever you was going through at that time, throughout your pregnancy, if you was going through certain traumas and stuff, may well affect your grandchildren if you was pregnant with a girl. So yeah, it can go deep, and I could be sat here forever talking about all of this stuff. But no, it can be unpacked. It can be helped. You can find love. You can have a better relationship with your current partners sexually. It can happen. There's hope. Okay. But yes, if you're interested in the womb therapy sessions, just hit me up. Send me a message and we will go. Anyway, my loves, the kids are now all in here with me. So I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. Thank you for listening. And if you're watching us on replay, please hashtag replay. Okay. Bye-bye.